Cold out there. Welcome back to the shop. It's good to see you again. In this episode, I do a bit more work on the dust extraction system in the desk, which is behind you. The air system is now finished, so there's now compressed air in the workshop. That's a plus. And we also get started on this little control panel for the lights and bits and pieces. So let's roll the titles and we'll see you on the other side. Ooh. Right, so here we go. First order of the day is to cut out some parts on this CNC router. Once it's warmed up, you have to actually home this router so that it knows exactly where 000 is. This is how you set the tool length. This little puck drops down, and as soon as it touches the puck, it knows exactly how far the tool is off the table. Very clever, very simple. I always like to test my comb before I actually start on a proper part. So here we go. I haven't really started on the dust extraction for this CNC router, so the dear old Hoover is the only way forward for the moment. I designed this cowl mainly so that I could fit the e-stop switch in a sensible place right in the middle of the desk there. And it works. This oscillating bobbin sander is a piece of kit I kept over from when we had a little small business making fridge magnets and bits and pieces, and I have to say over the years it's saved absolutely hours and hours of sanding. Very useful bit of kit, but not particularly cheap to buy. Not great, but good enough. I need to join this air hose to this rigid air hose, so I need an adapter, found a piece of alley that will do the job, so I just need to make myself a quick drawing. I think this is the last job I have to do on the lathe in its old workshop before I move it down to the new workshop. But I've been saying that for weeks and I still haven't moved it, so let's hope. think we'd call that snug. This may look quite tight, but in fact it did weep slightly when I installed it, so the old soapy water showed up a leak, so I had to go back and tighten it yet further. It's been 3 or 4 days since I glued this up, so the glue's probably dry. It's time to move on. I bought this machine many years ago, mainly because it had this 6mm diameter bobbin. It's a very useful diameter for getting right into the corners of parts. As you can see here, it's right in and making that lovely transition between the two faces. These parts are for the air regulators, and I tried using PTFE tape to seal them, but rather unsuccessfully. So I thought, do you know what? Stuff it. I'll go straight for the nuclear option and make them seal them with araldite, or epoxy resin as it's known across the world. And if that failed, I'd clean it off and silver solder them together. I didn't really want to do that though, because that is a pain. One down. Right, see if we've got any leaks. Well, that sounded good. Leak somewhere. A bucket of soapy water, you can't go wrong with that, that'll tell you where the leaks are. Ah, found it. It's my gauge. This is going to leak a bit. A bit of PTFE tape later, we try it again. Oh, that's good. No leaks. At this point I thought it was sensible to give it a go and test it, so I used my spray gun just to make sure that it would regulate and you could get enough airflow for it to work properly. these fittings are from John Guest, and they're designed specifically for this rigid airline, this plastic airline. And like a numpty, I forgot to order, when I bought them, and they are bloody expensive, I forgot to order the little clips that stop them from popping off. There's a little clip you can push, a clamp, and they will literally just fall off the end. I am looking forward to replacing this bloody saw. Every day I walk into the damn thing. But hey, right, let's put some air in it. The leak turned out to be the elbow joint up there wasn't made off properly, so I'll fix that. Let's now see if it works. Sounds good. I 3D printed a little funnel to fill up these airline oil reservoirs, but I made a really poor job of it. The damn stuff went everywhere. You can totally shut off the air coming down the line with this little valve, because you don't want oil in your paint. There we go, perfect. Right, I'll have to get another one of these. I'll see if I can get another flexible, much more flexible version of this pipe, because I spray quite a lot of bits, so it would make sense to have a separate pipe that doesn't get coated with oil on the inside. Anyway, that's the job done. Bloody fantastic. There we go. Right, that's going to fit. Hurrah! 3D printed a cowl to go over the top of that, and that fits a standard pneumatic Hoover connector vacuum tube. You have to cover up the mitre station dust port in order for the bench dust port to work properly. It does work well, but it doesn't have the same strength as a proper old-fashioned vacuum cleaner, and I think what I need to do is actually fit it with a wider diameter pipe, so I'll do that at some point. But here we go, here's a quick test. This is a joss stick, and as you can see it really does suck the smoke in there, and if you put your hand over it, it's a significant airflow through this duct. This is 40 metres of 16mm 2-core steel wire armour cable, which is going to go in the duct under the floor all the way back from this workshop to the consumer unit in the house. It's quite a meaty bit of wire. You may ask, why is there a tatty old bit of OSB nailed to the outside of this lovely new workshop? Well, I'll tell you, I had a problem last summer, to the back end of last summer, with wasps. The little buggers had got underneath the cladding here, and I had a hell of a fight to get rid of them. I don't think I've actually finished the job completely yet, but we'll see. In case you hadn't guessed, I'm actually adding lights for the path here, and I put lights all the way around the workshop. So there's a floodlight on the front, there's 3 lights down the side here, which you'll see in a moment, there's 2 at the back, and there's 3 on the fence side as well. And they're all on 4 individual circuits. There you go, these simple little downlights, LEDs, so they don't get too hot. There we go. It should be quite effective when it's done. So I've pulled in all of the cables I need for the lights and things around this workshop, and everything's temporarily labelled. And next up is to work out where the switches and things are going to go on the front panel. So let's take a look at that. Here we are. I've been fiddling around with the layout, and this here is the size of the front panel. So this is basically where the switches are going to go. I've just put them on there so that I can get the right spacing, get them so they feel right. It's a touchy-feely thing, I think, switch panel or control panels. So here we have various lights and bits and pieces, and hopefully I'll be able to turn the compressor on remotely. These 3 I think are probably the most important. This one is arm, so that's going to turn on the power to the start switch. The start switch is that one. That will turn on the contactor, which will turn the workshop power on, and this is the stop button to stop it all. So that's it. I think that will do. That leaves me a little bit of real estate at the bottom here for anything extra that I want to put in, because I'm hoping to put a solar array in, so it'd be interesting to have some sort of control panel here, or some sort of indication as to how well that's performing. That would be rather interesting, I think. So right, next up is to take the front panel off, mark it out and cut the holes. Excellent. I thought just as an experiment I would try and take some of the marks off by giving it a brushed finish on the inside. So I like that enough to do it on the outside, because this isn't great, to say the least. This rivet is proud, so I'll have to file that one down, and then there's some dents in it as well. I don't know where the hell they came from. I thought it was prudent to get some of the marks off this with some isopropyl. I can't get the marks out of that, so what I've done is on the back I've had another go. That's a really interesting pattern with the orbital sander. So no, what do you call that? A vibrating sander? Whatever sort of sander that is. So I think I'm going to do the same on the front. So here goes nothing. Do you know, that's a really interesting finish. I'll give you a close-up of that. It's almost like gouache. I like that. I like that so much, I'm going to leave it. Thanks for watching, it's always good to see you. I'll give you a sneak peek of what I've been up to in here. I've got probably halfway through the wiring so far, and I've got a cable loom at least as thick as that to go to this front door. So I think it's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze to get everything in there and get the door shut. So yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Next time I should have this done. My electrician's coming as well, so I should get main power behind you wired up, and I've got to pull in a very large roll of rather expensive cable to my consumer unit in the house. Thanks for watching. Do hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time when hopefully this workshop moves on to damn near completion. That'll be good.